in terms of Mitch, man, I'm all for Mitch potentially coming back here. Not homegrown, but he came here when I came here, man. We got the same four in, and yeah, that's one of my like brothers, man. Love him, love, his time here, love what he stood for, and just the way he played the game, man. Physical, smart, didn't always, make everybody happy. In terms of, the fan, but when you following a Troy Polamalu, this is what comes with it, man. But in terms of a dude that, man, loves the game, passionate about it, teaches it the right way, lived it the right way, didn't cheat the game when he was playing it, did all the little things from a body recovery, from a studying standpoint, from a let's stay after and get extra work in. That's the type of dude that you would want, around. And when you're thinking about this team in particular, we are kind of young at certain spaces. So when you're talking about youth, when you're talking about not as many homegrown Steeler players, you want to get people who have lived it, who have been here during that time. Like you said, he was here doing that same run where we were having a lot of success, the Killer Bee era. He was our dude. So it's like, man, it's certain things that he'll be able to come back in here and kind of just be able to, number one, I think, teach certain things. But number two, man, when you're talking about from a culture standpoint, man, he's going to understand that to the, fullest degree because he's lived it and he did it for multiple years. And like I said, man, I could vouch for it 100% just because I was out here with him. We came in this thing at the same time, took deals at the same time, and rolled that thing out. I think we both left at the same time too, man. So, yeah, man, absolutely, man. I would love it, though. I think you said that there was some conversations going on social media-wise, at least today.
He's very open to it. Mark Caboli
tweeted
tweeted out that
I see you, Cabali.
Since the Steelers have a DB spot open for coaching, Mike Mitchell would be a good fit. And Mike Mitch commented on the initial Caboli post and said, "Yeah, it'd be an honor. Like, let's make it happen."
Yeah. And another thing, man, shout out to Cabali too, man. That dude, he been putting in major work. Definitely keeping his stamp. I be seeing him now. He a big fish now. I be like, bro, you be on ESPN with McAfee. You top dollar now. But I like his energy, man. Good dude, man. Just he was on the beat when I was here. Now he didn't just keep growing, man. So salute him on that, man. But
he seems like a funny guy.
Oh, he is, man. He is. He a dope dude, man. Fun to be around.
He'll say some funny stuff. Yeah. I'll give him some credit for that.
Mm-hmm. Nah, shout out to him, man. But in terms of, once again, to just put a name with the person that did leave, right? When we keep saying that there is a vacancy or there's an opening. Steel's assistant DBs coach, his name was Gerald Alexander. All right, so he is now going to be with Vegas, and
so he's assistant. Who's
our
main DB?
No, excuse me. So I'm trying to pull it up real quick. Let's pull it up. Yeah, because I'm reading. Yeah, because he's going to be their safeties coach over there, though. Yeah.
Steelers coaching.
Yeah, it's about the whole staff. It low key might have still been because it was TA and the other dude. Jeez Louise.
Well, he got an extension.
Yeah. Mm-hmm. I did just see that. Shout out to TA on that, man. Mm-hmm. Because low key, it used to be TA was doing it. Remember, he was the DB's the secondary coach, and then they bumped him up to DC. So low key might just be him.
Grady Brown, secondary.
Shout out to Grady. All right.
Yeah, that's who we got.
Shout out to Grady.
And then you're right. Gerald Alexander was our assistant defensive backs coach.
Mm-hmm. So that's the part where they're talking about the whole opening. Mike Mitch was in that role as a secondary assistant with the Colts. I'm not sure specifically. I want to say he was, I don't know if they just called him the DB's coach or was it just a secondary assistant. But he worked in that role for the past, 2 years now? 3?
Yeah,
might be 2 years. Okay, so yeah. Yeah, because we talked to him and everything. So, yeah, shout out to him, man, on that. But, 100%. And shout out to the bro Barry. He says Grady Brown is from ODU also. 757 in the house. Salute you. Y'all seen that whooping y'all got last night, too. I knew it was the bro Barry. I knew it was him. I knew I ain't forget it. I knew. We talked about you yesterday. I knew it was you. I said, yo, it's an ODU cat, and it's the bro Barry. It had to be, and I'm glad I was right. But, yeah, we got up on y'all yesterday. It was fun. I like them. I like them ones, man. But, in all seriousness, though, man, like I said, I would love it, man, if Mike Mitch was able to come back here, man. I just think, like I say, he's a good dude to have in the locker room. He's a good dude in terms of just hardworking. When you talk about a guy that would be able to tell you, high-end stuff, because he was a 5 for $25, $30 million contract guy. Also, he's a former second-round pick. Like, he has pedigree, but at the same time, he could talk about some of the other stuff, man. Just the grunt stuff that kind of comes with it, because he understands that as well, man. And he's really, into the details. And that's something that you kind of I always feel like it's 50-50 with professional athletes, because a lot of us are so talented that you can kind of get away with not always having to focus on the margins, the little stuff, and it makes them harder to coach when you come back around and you're like, bro, I don't care about your hand placement. Just go run around the guy, Deke, and you like, I can't do that. I need this and that. Mitch can coach that up because he had to live some of that as well, man. So like I said, that's another reason. That's another reason why I can like legit vouch for
Michael Jordan being a coach.
Right. Or if LeBron, like, not saying he couldn't, but it's like, it's certain things. It's like, bruh, we ain't got that. I ain't gonna never do that, bro. So we need to figure out another way to make it work for us regular people. Mitch can give you that though. He would definitely be able to coach you up on the, hey man, you could look at it this way, you can align this way, you can attack it this way, versus just go do what Minka does. Yeah.
It seems like an obvious fit. We have an opening at that spot.
Mm-hmm.
Mike Mitchell was available.
Yeah. Shout out to Richard Arbizo.
He's familiar with the Steelers. Yeah. And like you said, even though that team, that era, the Killer Bee era, wasn't the Super Bowl championship teams, like, that's still embodied, it felt like to me, the Steeler way.
Yeah, like, that's how I feel. Yeah. Now, I'm biased, but that's how I feel during that time.
No, we had guys. Like, we had guys. We had leaders. We had dudes that, what was that saying by Troy Polamalu? What it means to be a Steeler is when you have the Steeler legends from the
old time come back and say, yo, you could have played with us, man.
Yeah, exactly. And like we had guys on that team.
100%, man.
And Mike Mitchell was a part of that.
Yeah.
So yeah, I think it'd be an obvious fit. Now I have a question for you. This isn't like specific to Mike Mitchell, but just in general, a dude that played safety coming back as like a DBs coach, secondary coach. How does he teach cornerbacks?
Honestly, you want a safety more than a corner.
Really?
Safety is like a middle linebacker. Corner is like an outside linebacker in the sense of your vision. Corner, you only see one way, right? I'm outside in. I don't have to see both ways all the time. Unless I'm a slot, right? You don't always have to work with others. You could just be a guy by yourself. Outside linebacker. Man, you working outside in. You're only seeing this. I don't always have to care about what everybody else is doing. If I'm off right here, I could get off. I'm fine. Inside linebacker is like safety. Safety, you got to see everybody. Because if your corner mess up, that's on you. If your inside linebacker don't reroute number 2 up the seam, cover 3, which you always say for a verse, right? That's the safety. He need to know that to tell that inside linebacker, hey, bro, I need you to reroute, or hey, bro, I need you to carry this. So he's the like in the sense of the middle linebacker is your quarterback because he's the most vocal. He's sieving out all the calls. But your safety, bro, that's like the archangel of the defense. He knows every coverage standpoint, every strength, every weakness.
Okay.
So when you're talking about how does he teach it, you obviously are still going to have a cornerback, right? So it's certain things that you know from a technique standpoint that, yeah, the same way I played inside and outside, I can still coach inside and outside. For a safety, it's still going to be a lot of similarities just because of those dudes work together a lot. So you do similar drills. So even though he might not be able to go out there and physically play corner, he still has seen what it takes to be a corner in this league. He was here with an Ike Taylor. They had to do the same drills and warm-ups. He was here with a Cortez Allen watching some of those drills. And it's like, yo, you got to watch it. Now, it ain't the same level, but you learn the details of it. And that's the part where guys like myself, it's like, bro, I ain't never been no elite cover guy. Can I cover? Sure. But I could coach the heck out of it because I know all of the little things that it would take to actually do it. Because when you aren't physically that gifted, you better figure it out. So that's the part for Mitch where it's like, man, not only is he going to give you the bird's eye view from seeing everything in front of you, but he's also going to be able to give you some of those nuggets, some of those details. And yes, it's not always going to have the same finite like info as if he was Ike Taylor, who's a corner, right? But in terms of his general understanding, it's still going to be at a high enough level that when you're working with a professional, he's giving you enough of the nuggets. Now you got to still do the rest, but he definitely has enough of that from a mental standpoint to give it to you. And I like the fact that he's already been doing it at a professional level. This isn't his first go at it. It's like, yo, we've already seen you in Indy. Indy ain't terrible over there. Shoot. So it's like, man, I like that part. And like I said, with you being here, him growing in it, the adversity he had, playing tough, playing hurt, going at it at times with fans, beating it, all the other stuff. But it's like, for him to still be able to come back.
And he should be able to keep these dudes in the locker room in check, too.
Mm-hmm. Oh, no, Mike Mitch could definitely do that, bro. Because, and it's not even on no, I'm trying to be no tough guy, but it's just as a respect that he has. And it's different than what fans might view him as versus when you're actually in there. It's just a different conversations, a different energy with him. So for me, I'm like, yeah, I think it'll be a great move, man. And you can get him very cheap or on the cheaper side just because you're not putting him as like a head whatever or a title. This is more get you in the building. Let me get you in the building. Get in the building. Let me see how you rock with the guys.
Obviously, he's interested. Like, you don't tweet back at Kaboli with what he said if you're not legitimately interested in coming into the Steelers.
Yeah, when you put me on to that, my next thing was literally, I'm like, all right, so Mitch, if that's how you feel, Coach T, he ain't switched his line, bro. And if you ain't got it, I'll shoot it to you right now, bro. I want you back. Arthur Most, what Mike Mitch here in Pittsburgh or the coach staff, that's my man, 100 grand. So absolutely, bro, I would love it, man.